My mother died when I was 16. I am 31 now. 15 years is a long time, and I want to be honest with you. I have made my peace with the loss in the way that you make peace with something that never fully stops hurting. She is present in my life in the ways she can be. Photographs. Her handwriting in old cards I have kept. The way I laugh, which my father has always said sounds exactly like her. My father is 63. He met a woman named Patricia 4 years ago, 2 years after he retired. Patricia is kind and organized and clearly loves my father in the specific practical way that people love each other when they find each other later in life. I was glad for him. I am still glad for him in general. What happened between us has not changed that. About 18 months ago, I visited my father's house for the first time since Patricia had moved in. I noticed immediately that the photographs of my mother were gone, not relocated, gone. The house I grew up in had several photographs of my mother displayed, one from their wedding, one from a family vacation when I was about 8, one from the year before she got sick, where she is standing in the garden, looking directly at the camera, laughing at something off to the left. These photographs had been in that house for as long as I could remember. They were not there. When I asked my father about it, he said Patricia had felt it was difficult to build a new life surrounded by photos of his late wife and had asked if they could be put away. He said he had agreed because he wanted her to feel at home. He said the photos were in storage and he could show them to me if I wanted to see them. I said that I wanted them to stay in the house. He said he understood, but that this was Patricia's home now too, and he needed to consider her feelings. I left that visit earlier than I had planned. Over the following months, I thought about this a great deal. I did not want to be unreasonable. I understand that building a new marriage means building a new life. I understand that Patricia did not know my mother and that it may genuinely be uncomfortable to live among reminders of a life that preceded you. I tried to hold space for her perspective, but I kept coming back to one thing. My mother did not leave that house by choice. She died there. She raised me there. She is in the walls of that place in a way that is not sentimental. It is factual. Removing her photographs did not make the house more Patricia's. It made it less my mother's. And by extension, it made it a place where part of my history had been quietly erased. When my father announced he and Patricia were getting married, he asked me to be there. I told him I would not attend the wedding. He was quiet for a long time. Then he asked why. I told him clearly the woman he was marrying had asked him to erase my mother from his home, and he had agreed. I told him I was glad he had found happiness, and I held nothing against Patricia, personally. But I could not stand at an altar and celebrate a marriage that had begun with that erasure. I told him I loved him and would continue to have a relationship with him. But I would not be at the wedding. What happened next, I did not expect. My father called Patricia that evening and told her what I had said. And Patricia, to her genuine credit, told my father that she had not fully understood what asking him to remove those photographs had meant to me. She said she did not want to begin a marriage that cost him his daughter's presence. She asked my father to put the photographs back. He did. He called me the following week and told me. He said the photos were back on the walls. Not all of them exactly where they had been, but present, visible, part of the house again. He said he was sorry he had agreed to remove them in the first place. He said he hoped I would come to the wedding. I went. Patricia and I have not become close, but we are civil and sometimes warm. She asked me once quietly if the photograph in the garden was a favorite of mine. I said yes. She said she could understand why. I have told this story to people and gotten very different reactions. Some say I was right to draw that line. Others say I was cruel to threaten to skip my father's wedding over photographs. My brother thinks I manipulated the situation. My best friend thinks I did the only thing I could have done. Was I the asshole? Tell me in the comments and subscribe. New story every week.